present! Oh, and it's got my name on it. Right, okay, I'm gonna carry this upstairs. This is heavy, okay. No! It's too heavy! Oh, that was hard work. Phew. I mean, what could even be in this box? What have they sent me? Surprise! Hey, Ellie! That was unexpected. It's my friend Hannah in a box. Hi! But that reminds me, today's story is all about unexpected friends. Yes, from Mark's story. Should we go and watch his vlog? No, it's too soon. We've got to do the action song and the game first.
Yes. And what's today's action song, Ellie?
It's Little Old Me. Should we go and sing it? Let's sing it. Let's go.
Your love is big enough for me. You made the universe, the earth, the sky, and the sea. But there's a place in your heart for little old me. For little old me. Your love is big enough for stars and small enough for me. Whilst watching over Mars, you're taking care of me. The Bible tells us all how wide your arms must be. I can't believe your love is big enough for me. You made the universe, the earth, the sky, and the sea. But there's a place in your heart for little old me. For little old me. Your love is big enough for stars and small enough for me. Whilst watching over Mars, you're taking care of me. The Bible tells us all how wide your arms must be. I can't believe your love is big enough for me. You made the universe, the earth, the sky, and the sea. But there's a place in your heart for little old me. For little old me. You're spinning round the earth with one hand, but still I know you won't let go of me. As many are the grains of white sand, so many are your thoughts of love, your thoughts of love, your thoughts of love for me. Your love is big enough for me. You made the universe, the earth, the sky, and the sea. But there's a place in your heart for little old me. Your love is big enough for me. You made the universe, the earth, the sky, and the sea. But there's a place in your heart for little old me. For little old me.
Well done on that action song, everyone. Great job. My name is Perry, and I help with the Sunbeams group. Now, I hope you're warmed up because our game today is a little bit more dancing. I'm going to do some dance moves that you get to follow along to. And all the moves are based on different animals, and you've got to guess each one. For example, if I was to do this move, what animal might that be like? If you guessed lion, you'd be right. Okay, get on your feet, find some space, and let's get dancing. Okay, I hope you're ready. Let's go. Here comes number 1. Great job, everyone. Here comes number 2. Can you guess which one that was? Have a think. Okay, here comes number 3. Tricky, that one. Here comes number 4. Excellent job, everybody. Good job. Okay, here we go. Last one now. Here comes number 5. Great! Give yourselves a round of applause. Very good. Well done. Now, on the screen, you should see all of the numbers with all the animals that all the moves were based on. Have a look. Did you get any right? Did you get any wrong? Well, I hope you had fun. Now, we're going to go to Mark's vlog. I hear he's been wandering around town lately. What could he be up to?
Hi guys, I'm Mark and welcome to the channel. I've been looking for Jesus all day and I heard he was spotted around here, but I can't seem to find him yet. I did make friends with a couple of ducks though. Anyway, I'll keep you updated. There's a large crowd. I reckon Jesus is in the middle of that. Gotta go. See ya!
Looks like Jesus isn't in any of the places Mark thought he would be. Let's head over to Pete to hear the story.
Another day, another crowd. This time, Jesus is teaching by the sea again. Nearby, a man called Levi is sitting in his little tax collector's hut. The crowd are avoiding him because it's his job to take some of their hard-earned money every week. Nobody likes a tax collector. Levi has a very fancy hat. He bought it with the money that he'd taken from the people. Nobody likes his hat. But today, Levi is leaning out the window, listening. He's never heard anybody like Jesus before, and he doesn't want to miss a single word. Suddenly, he realizes Jesus is walking his way. Uh-oh, I'm in trouble, Levi thinks. But Jesus smiles. Follow me, he says. Levi opens and closes his mouth like a surprised goldfish. Then he leaps out of his tax collector's hut and runs after Jesus. His hat falls off, but he doesn't care. He's a follower of Jesus now. That night, there's a huge party at Levi's house. All his tax collector friends are there. And the guest of honor? Jesus, of course. What do you see? Asked one of the important teachers. His friend is standing on his shoulders and peeking through the window to the party. Jesus is eating with those tax collectors, his friends whispers back. What's the one thing worse than a tax collector? Yup, lots of tax collectors. Jesus catches sight of the teachers at the window and waves. They lose their balance and topple over. Why is he spending time with these people? The important teachers ask Peter and John. They're the bad guys, the ones who messed up, the ones who take money from us. It's a good question, Peter thinks. When the teachers have gone, he asks Jesus the same thing. Jesus sighs. Those teachers have got it all upside down and back to front. You wouldn't be surprised to find a doctor's full of poorly people, would you? It's the same with me. I've not come for people who have got it all together. I've come for the people who have messed up. They are the reason that I'm here. That's the end of our story from this week. If you want to find that in the Bible, it's in Mark chapter 2, verses 13 to 17. Let's find out what Mark is up to next.
You won't believe this, but Jesus is eating in Levi's cafe, drinking tea with some dodgy guys. Nobody else would eat with that bunch. Everybody knows they're dodgy. I mean, they're tax collectors. They take all your money. He also said something weird earlier. He said, "Why are you surprised to find me here? A doctor spends time with those who are ill." It's the same with me. I'm here for those who've messed up in life. Guys, I've noticed they're ordering dessert. Gotta go. See ya!
Hi guys. Oh, you caught me mid-mouthful. I was just hearing what Mark was saying about dessert and it made me so hungry, so I just had to go get some food. But anyway, my name's Josh and I normally help out with kids church. Still finishing. And hopefully that, like me, you just listened to our story for today and heard all about a guy called Levi. Now, Levi was a tax collector. We'll come to that soon. But most importantly, Levi, you may have realised, had a very silly hat. Now, I love silly hats, so I went to get some of my own. Now, you can choose which one you think is the silliest. Is this the silliest? This is a nice sort of Mediterranean feel. Or you may not have seen one of these before. This is personally one of my favourite hats. But the hat I'll probably keep on for today is a beret. Feel a bit French. Is that it? Is that good? Yeah, we'll leave it like that. But yeah, so Levi had a very silly hat. But one thing he didn't have was actually he didn't have any friends. And this was because his job. He was a tax collector. Now, you may not know what tax collector was, but what they used to do was they used to collect all the taxes for the Romans. So let's say that I was living 2,000 years ago and I earned bananas. So I may have earned in 1 week 5 bananas. Now, what would happen is that Levi was told by the Romans to collect 1 banana. So Levi had to collect 1 banana for the Romans. But the reason why Levi was so unpopular was because he actually collected 2. And he used to keep this 1 banana for himself. So even though I'd earned 5, I actually ended up with 3. Now, this was the problem because I might have 4 kids. How do I feed 4 kids with 3 bananas? We get less food. It's a bit unfair. And that's why tax collectors, they weren't very popular. Even today, they're probably not that popular either. But yeah, so historically, the tax collectors were like not at all popular. And nobody for that reason liked Levi. And everyone then thought that when Jesus visited the town, that Jesus wouldn't like Levi either. But Jesus had other plans. Jesus did something really unexpected. He actually walked up to Levi and said, "Follow me." Wow, that's pretty cool. Just like he said that to his disciples, people like James, people like John, Levi left what he was doing and he followed Jesus. everyone was shocked. Imagine being there. Imagine the scene. The disciples would have been shocked. The crowd would have been shocked. When I read this, I was shocked. You may have even been shocked. But the person who was most shocked was actually Levi. Jesus had chosen him to be his friend. And even though no one else actually wanted to be friends with him, Levi must have been so excited. Imagine being invited to be friends with Jesus and then being told to cook a meal for him and to have Jesus in your house. How cool would that be? Since that's what happened, Jesus brought his friends back to Levi's for a meal. Now, the important people in the town didn't like this. They were not happy. They thought Jesus would hang out with them, not with the tax collector. They wanted to be the centre of attention, these people, and they were cross that they weren't. And to really rub it in, Jesus was eating in Levi's house, not with everyone else. People would have been saying stuff like, why is Jesus eating with those people? Nobody likes them. Why is Jesus friends with Levi? Levi? We don't like Levi. That's what people would have been saying. In fact, they got so cross that they went to the disciples and got really angry and were like, you're friends with Jesus. Why don't you tell him that he's better to be friends with me? We're the better people. We're better than Levi. And Jesus was nearby and he actually heard this sort of conversation. And he turned round to them and he said something amazing. He said, guys, you've got it all wrong. You see, you're looking at people on the outside and deciding whether they're good or whether they're bad. You think that people like you are good and everyone else is bad. But I see the things that you don't see. I see everything. I see what you think. I see what you feel. I see what's inside your head. I see what you do when no one else is looking. You see, you think you are good and that these people are bad. But really, no one is good. None of you are perfect. But there's good news. Because I haven't come for the people who you think have it all sorted. I've come for those who haven't. Now that is the mic drop moment. You see, there's only one person who is perfect. And I know, no surprises, that's Jesus. All the tax collectors have messed up. All the important people, even though they didn't think so, they've messed up. We've all messed up. I've messed up. Unfortunately, none of us can be good all of the time. And that means we need a rescuer to make us good. And that's who Jesus is. He's there for everyone who needs his help. He died on the cross and he came back to life so that we can be friends with God again. So let's not be like the important people who miss out on being friends with Jesus because they're too busy trying to be good and judging everyone else for not being like them. Instead, let's be busy being friends with Jesus. Let's try and be like Levi, a tax collector, who said yes to being friends with Jesus straight away. Let's talk to Jesus. Let's read his word. That means reading the Bible every day. And let's be like him, making friends with unexpected people, but most importantly, loving them. If Jesus can go to someone like Levi, then so can we. And now what we're going to do is we're going to hear a story from a member of HT called George, who's going to tell us all about how he tries to be like Jesus and how he tries to make friends with people who are different to him.
Hi HT kids! I am here with George today, who is somebody who goes to HT, but I will let him introduce himself. So can you introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about yourself, George.
Hi, my name's George. I've been at HT for about 6 or 7 years now. I'm married to the wonderful Debbie, and I study astronomy here in Cambridge. So I'm an astrophysicist, and I look at planets around other stars, so planets outside of our solar system, and try and understand what's in their atmospheres. And I also am working on space telescope design, so trying to understand how we can fit really big telescopes in satellites and make them unfold in space.
That is so cool. George is very cool. Awesome. Well, George, today we have been thinking about how Jesus made friends with unexpected people. He didn't do what the people around him thought that he would. And I was wondering if you have any stories of when you have made an unexpected friend or friends with people that you weren't expecting to, and what God taught you through that.
Yeah, I think probably the most unexpected friends I've made has been through some of the volunteering that I've done here in Cambridge with people who have ended up on the streets for whatever reason, so people who don't have a home. And that's through some of the church's work to sort of give them a bed to sleep in through the winter. And even in lockdown, I went into some volunteering at some of the hotels where some of the people have been staying during lockdown. The council have put them into hotels. And I guess, I made friends with one person who their house had been burnt down in a fire, which was really, really sad. And they were having to move to a new house, which was great, but they were just very overwhelmed with all of the having to move all of the stuff that they had and clear through all of this stuff that was very sooty and had been affected by the fire quite badly. And me and Debbie, we just went over for a couple of hours each week and just kind of were there and chatted and helped sort through things and move things. And it meant that we had to give up time and we wouldn't have known this person any other way. But actually it's kind of a big part of our faith. And what Jesus calls us to do is to look out for people and help people who are around us, even if they're not like us, or even if we don't necessarily have huge common interests or kind of hobbies together, because that's what Jesus did. He went and loved the people around him and practically helped them as well as spiritually and all those other things. And then I can think of some other friends who are in slightly more unstable situations who actually just saying hi and how are you doing and all of those sorts of things makes a real difference to their day, because lots of other people don't stop to look at them in the street or stop to speak to them. And it can be awkward sometimes, it can be tricky to keep the conversation going maybe, but actually making that effort is just so important, because just making the effort shows the love that God has for them and the love that Jesus has for them, and is a big outpouring of our faith.
Awesome. Thanks so much for sharing that, George. That's so encouraging to hear, and something that we can all be inspired by and encouraged by. So thank you. And I'm going to hand back over to Ellie now, who is going to help us to think a little bit more about this. So it's bye from me and George.
Bye, have fun.
Thanks, Hannah and George. So today we've been hearing about how Jesus chooses unexpected people to be his friends. Everybody else looked at Levi and they thought, who'd want to be friends with someone like that? But Jesus didn't. Jesus doesn't look at what's going on the outside. Jesus looks at what's going on the inside. And do you know what? The most unexpected people who Jesus chooses to be his friends is us. It's me and it's you. It's little old us, as we sang in our song this morning. Let's pray together now and say thank you to Jesus for choosing us to be his friends. Lord Jesus, thank you that you choose us to be your friends. Thank you that you care for unexpected people. And Lord, we pray that this week you would show us the unexpected people that you want us to make friends with. Help us to follow you. Help us to be like you. Amen. Well done, everybody. That is the end of our HT Kids episode for today. But if you head on over to our website, you'll find some activities, some crafts and games. And we love seeing what you've been up to at home. So please do email in pictures of your crafts, whatever you've been up to, or send them into our Facebook page. That's all for this week. We hope you have a great time, whatever you're doing, and goodbye from us. Goodbye.